what's up, boos and booettes? I don't know. Y'all all included shit. Um, I'm back for another conspiracy video, double upload. Hopefully y'all enjoying them. This one is called Another Top 10 Conspiracy Theories of All Times. I didn't realize they had another in the front, so I'm assuming I probably need to find the first video and do it one day. But since I'm already here today, we're gonna do this one. This is probably more real world based, like I said, since it says of all times. And again, the video is on Watch Mojo, so shout out to them. You know, go over there if you want to watch the actual link for the videos. Um, I think, like I was saying in the last video, in case y'all missed it, I'm gonna do actual Saturday scares for October, since I think is next Saturday the first. Yeah, next weekend is the 1st of October, so hopefully I could do one every week in October for y'all. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this. See if I've heard of anything. Who knows?
The world is full of wild conspiracy theories, so much so that we couldn't just limit ourselves to one list.
Harvard study in China says that fluoride lowers children's IQ by 7 points.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for another top 10 conspiracy theories.
When you connect the dots between apparently unconnected people and situations and organizations, that's when the tapestry appears and you go, whoa.
For this list, we're looking at hypotheses and theories that suggest people have hidden or brought about a certain event or situation that is usually against the law or destructive to others.
And obviously everyone wondered if he had actually seen God.
If you don't see a theory you think should be on the list, be sure to check out our videos of the top 10 conspiracy theories of all time and the top 10 crazy conspiracy
We're
theories.
gonna have to do them too.
Donaldson believes that as the plane climbs toward 14,000 feet, the men below have already locked the heat-seeking weapons.
Number 10. Hitler lived out the rest of his life in
I've
Argentina.
heard of that.
It became pretty obvious that the death in the bunker was nothing but... Well,
He had too many
maybe
doubles.
somebody died in the bunker, but it wasn't Adolf Hitler.
A number of conspiracy theories are attached to famous figures in history, and Adolf Hitler is no different. With the Allies closing in and the war all but over, Hitler committed suicide in his bunker with his wife, Eva Braun.
That man had so many doubles. Fuck out of here with that.
British authors Simon Dunstan and Gerard Williams have a different theory about Hitler's end, however. They believe that the Fuhrer didn't actually kill himself, but rather escaped to Argentina, and body doubles were shot instead.
Prevarrò perché era un recién neolaureado en historia de investigar bonariamente la muerte de Hitler.
According to their book, Grey Wolf, The Escape of Adolf Hitler, the married couple settled down and had 2 daughters in South America before dying in 1962.
This was during 1940.
That's real accurate. They know the year he died.
Sí, tuvo 3 días, eso yo sí. Eso yo porque vimos los choferes y todo, el padre Mónica también, pero nosotros teníamos que callarlo la boca.
This idea has been widely dismissed by historians, though, who claim that the theory has
Because then
no
you'd have to
substance.
change history.
We got to
So, I
the age
mean,
of information where the truth should be out there. So
y'all would look like y'all let him
That's
get
what they're
away.
trying
So, of
to do.
course, it's.
Number 9. Josef Mengele and the Land
I
of
don't
the
know who this
Twins.
is.
But he never looked nobody in his eyes.
From one Nazi to another, Josef Mengele, also known as the Angel of Death, was assigned the task
Oh,
of
him.
discovering
Okay,
how
the one
twins were
who.
produced, in the hopes
Okay.
that this information could increase the Aryan birth rate.
These are all identical twins used for medical experiment. Hundreds of twins from all over Europe were brought to this camp. They were numbered, but their origins
I've been to the
and even their
Holocaust Museum.
names
That
are
shit was
unknown.
not easy to look at.
According to one theory, Mengele was successful. Just
I
not
watched The
in
Boy
Germany.
in the Striped
He was sent to
Pajamas.
fled
Bro,
to
I was
Plácido
a
Godoy,
mess.
a
I was
small
like,
town in Brazil near
that
the
was
end of the
horrible.
war, and continued to visit it in the 60s. This is the same town that has seen as many as 1 in 5 pregnancies result in twins. In fact, the town's official crest has a road sign that welcomes visitors to the land of the twins. Historians dispute the idea that Mengele ever actually experimented with twins there, while geneticists believe biological factors explain the twin phenomenon.
In all, Mengele murdered 3,000 twins. Some after chemicals were injected directly into their eyeballs.
Zupu contains the perfect dosages of all natural ingredients that will get things moving and flush out that extra waste you're carrying.
His aim? to turn the color of eyes from inferior brown to Aryan blue.
Number 8. Lost Cosmonauts.
Are you from another planet? It's Gagarin. Gagarin went into space.
Yuri Gagarin was the first human to journey to outer space. Or was he? According to the Lost or Phantom Cosmonauts conspiracy theory, Gagarin was the first human to survive the journey, but he was not the first sent to space.
Rumors of lost cosmonauts have been around since at least 1965.
Allegedly, the Soviet Union launched at least 2 unsuccessful manned space flights before Gagarin's. However, any information about these flights was concealed from the public because of the ongoing Cold War. Though most of the state's formerly restricted information has become available since the collapse of the USSR, there has been little uncovered to support this particular theory.
While the lost cosmonaut theory itself may not hold up to scrutiny, one thing's for sure. When it comes to Soviet Russia, there's plenty of stuff they don't want you to know.
I need to find that list
MH370
with people that
landed
came
on
up
Diego
missing and shit.
Garcia.
12天了，我的儿子在哪？
Since the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 on March 8, 2014, there have been a number of theories that have emerged surrounding the incident.
Whoever was piloting this aircraft was trying to avoid detection.
One theory claims that the plane was headed towards a U.S. military base on Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean, but was shot down by U.S. forces who feared that the plane may have been attempting an attack on the base. While the FBI has disputed those allegations, the lack of an actual explanation for the disappearance means that this theory likely won't go away anytime soon.
One thing you learn in any form of accident investigation is you rule nothing out.
Number 6. Shakespeare didn't write all his
I've
plays.
heard this before.
Could it be true that the greatest writer in the English language was as fictional as his plays?
Did the most famous playwright of all time even exist? Probably yes. But he may not have written all of his plays, at least according to this theory. Some people claim that William Shakespeare was just a pen name used by a number of different writers.
I want to thank my actors. It's great acting has brought my words to life.
Then there are others who believe in the Oxfordian theory of Shakespeare authorship, which claims that the 17th century Earl of Oxford, Edward de Vere, actually wrote what's considered to be the Bard's work.
Bro, these ads.
Thank you for coming on such short notice.
Promise me you'll keep our secret safe, that you won't expose Shakespeare.
These alternative authorship theories have gained some traction due to the lack of biographical information about Shakespeare's life, but they are generally disregarded among English historians.
Because that's something that's in history y'all would have to change.
Number 5. Water fluoridation for
I've
mass
heard
mind
this.
control.
Guys, how do my teeth look? Pretty good? Okay, great. Fluoride in the
You
water
shouldn't
might be
ingest
helping
fluoride.
that, but it might also be doing other things.
Fluoride helps make human teeth stronger, but some people believe that the government is putting
It makes you
fluoride in drinking
susceptible
water
to what
for
you
another
see
reason,
on
to
TV and
control the
shit.
population.
The Telegraph points out a epidemiological study
Not
that was done that
depression,
said
weight
fluoride
gain.
in drinking water may trigger depression and weight gain.
In 1954,
But if you
chemist
get hip
Charles
to
Elliott
that, couldn't they
Perkins
just put it
declared
in
that
all
anyone who
water,
drinks
like in the
fluoridated
bottles?
water for over a year will never be the same again, either
Fluoride
physically
lowers
or
HQ.
mentally.
I mean, I said HQ, IQ, obviously mine gone
eating
too.
away of the enamel on your teeth. This is indicative of what it's doing to your body on a larger scale.
During World War II, the Nazis allegedly used fluoridated water to force people in concentration camps into calm submission, or even to sterilize humans. While it's been argued that the Nazi claim is an urban myth, it's also been alleged that water fluoridation was part of a plot to enforce communism in America in the 1950s and 60s.
Countries and states are going to continue being on board with fluoridation until someone finds damning evidence that they shouldn't be, which in 70 years, no one has yet found.
Number 4. World leaders are lizard people, also known as reptilians.
In simple terms, there is a predator race which take a reptilian form. They're feeding off humanity. They've turned humanity into a slave race.
Are a bunch of lizards responsible for the 9/11 attacks and the Holocaust? According to
Bruh.
one theory, yes. In David Icke's book, The
The
Biggest
book that would
Secret,
change
he
the world.
claimed that most world leaders are actually shape-shifting reptilian beings, or have
You
been
know what? I
possessed
had
by
a
them,
book full of
and
conspiracy
use
theories,
horrific
but I don't
events
know
to
if it got
promote
burned up
fear
in the
and
fire or if I
hatred.
got it in the
I
closet
have
somewhere.
talked to hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world. I've been to more than 40
I got that
countries
shit from
researching
Five
this,
Below. I'm gonna have to seek enough on that.
who have told me the same basic recurring story of seeing people, often in positions of power, but not always, change from a human into a reptilian form and then go back again. Sometimes it's for a few seconds, sometimes
All
it's
the
for longer.
videos in the world
They're
and nobody
also
caught this on
apparently
tape.
between 7 and 12 feet tall and come from a different planet. What more do you need to know?
Oh, not them cutting to Godzilla, bitch. I'm tired.
This game.
Whoever edited this, petty. Whoever edited this shit, petty as fuck.
Statistical anomaly. It's meaningless, and they actually admit this in previous NASA press releases, but they're not announcing that today.
One of the most popular and socially relevant theories on our list. This is one where people believe that global warming isn't actually happening.
The problem is this thin
I just feel
layer
like
of
that's dumb.
atmosphere is being thickened by all of the global warming pollution that's being put up there.
While Al Gore and almost all scientists have provided evidence to the contrary, this theory claims that climate change is a hoax created by the government to keep the public in a state of worry and panic, making them easier to control.
According to climate change skeptic Myra Nabel, global
I don't think
warming is a
worry and
hoax
panic
created
makes
by
you
the
easier to
European Union
control.
to damage the U.S. economy.
Some supporters of this theory also claim that technology
You know
is
what?
responsible for raising the Earth's temperature, a technology that the government is keeping secret.
Some of these alleged
I have so
emails
much to say.
may actually hold the key or actually the clues to prove that the theory of global warming is a huge conspiracy.
Number 2, advanced knowledge of the Pearl Harbor attack. The U.S. government has been the target of several conspiracy theories throughout its history, with one of the biggest revolving around Pearl Harbor.
FDR certainly did have a motivation to deliberately withhold vital intelligence from Pearl Harbor.
This theory suggests that President Franklin Delano Roosevelt knew about the planned Japanese attack in December 1941, but decided not to act because he
you
needed
can have a
an
reason to go to
excuse
war.
to get the Americans into the Second World War.
Child, this shit's so overplayed.
The American people in their righteous mind.
That's what you do when you want to go to war. You let people do shit to have an excuse to go to war.
This theory gained some traction
Child.
because the American public and Congress were overwhelmingly against joining the conflict at the time. But it has largely been dismissed by historians.
Everyone who
Why
worked on it at the
historians
time
always doing
has
this
said
shit?
then
Like,
and since
y'all
that
write the books how
we
y'all want to
simply
write the
were not
book.
far enough along to read any of these Japanese naval messages for intelligence.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
We got
What we got?
eyewitnesses saying there's missiles coming up from 2 or 3 different places.
I'm 100% convinced that missiles were fired that night.
Notice how Jesus and Mary are clothed.
I've heard this about Jesus and Mary Magdalene.
Mirror images of each other.
Yeah.
Mind sees what it chooses.
I love the Da Vinci Code, bruh. Denver Airport is this shit right here. I seen a whole video on that shit about the airport.
Israel, where they've been ever since.
Number 1, New World Order.
Here we
NASA
go.
is attempting to implement a new world order using organized religion as a means of controlling the masses. At the core of Project Bluebeam is the establishment of a global New Age religion.
The most powerful people in the world might not be lizards, but they may be part of a secret organization, at least according to this conspiracy theory.
Oh,
The goal of
copyright.
all of these groups, including the Illuminati, is to create the New World Order, an authoritarian government that will rule the world.
Large groups of people can be held in check by belief systems given to them by a tiny elite, which keeps the core of knowledge to itself.
They allegedly use mind control, social engineering, and fear-based propaganda to manipulate the population and oversee all the important institutions and organizations
Damn, I was trying to see how
in the
many
world,
people was in that
such as
picture.
the United Nations and the World
Hold on,
Bank.
y'all.
All the important
I'm being petty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 11, huh? Supposedly there's 13 families. 2 got added like recently, so people say. So it's 11 in this
and
picture. I thought that was
organizations
funny.
in the world, such as the United Nations and the World Bank.
Child, this shit right here. Oh,
Do
Oh
you
wow.
agree with our list?
There's much evidence to support
I like the Da Vinci Code though.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
National Treasure. I love
Processed
movies
foods
like
we're
that.
already eating and drinking.
For more great top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Ciao.
But for many conspiracy theorists, DIA's official explanation will land on deaf ears.
Okay. Interesting theories. Interesting. I've heard some of these. We're gonna have to watch some more of these one day. I'm trying to think. It was something I was about to say to y'all. I just feel like they always be like fear controls the masses. I just feel like if people are scared enough, like you got them ignorant people that's gonna go do stuff on their own. I feel like if you really wanted to control people, you would make them dependent upon you at every turn, so that once you say they gotta do something, they have to do it because they're scared to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is that they have, but that's just my thought process. If you make people dependent upon something and you take that away, like they gonna do whatever you say to get that shit back. But what the fuck do I know? Just a little black girl. I don't know nothing, but yeah, we're gonna have to I'm trying to think of the name of the one. Did I do the movie theories last time? I can't remember. But like I'm big on conspiracy theories. I just think they're interesting to like take something and see like another viewpoint, I guess, of it. Like JFK's assassination, stuff with 9/11. I always watch like documentaries like that and stuff. I just feel like they're interesting. Um there's one that shows like all the movies that came out before 9/11 happened, but that showed like something like that happened beforehand. You know, like movies even from the 70s and 80s showed like there's like one tower or something happened to like the towers or something like that. And what was another one I saw? There's a video. I don't know if it's called conspiracy theories or if it's just stuff that has to do with horror, where like it's like mysteries surrounded by like horror. There's like one story. If anybody knows this story that I'm about to say, like see if you can find the list for it. Where like these hikers went up on this mountain in like another country and they went missing. You know how you people go hiking and be like cold or whatever up there. So like after a certain amount of days people came to look for them, but like when they found the campsite, it looked like an animal, like Bigfoot or some demonic shit that happened where like everything was like ripped apart. I think like people body parts were like all over the place. It just looked like some real fuck shit happened up there. I can't think of the name of the mountain or where I got the story from, but there's like a whole list of stories like that. They're like unsolved. I used to be into stuff like that. I need to be able to find it. Maybe I could do that one day too. But thank you guys for the support. Again, this is the double upload. If you like the content, make sure you leave a like, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.